That explains so much. Potato, I thought I was losing my mind yesterday. I was watching Kaz's Ghost Trick stream, and he was talking to no one. He was talking to you, but I couldn't see it because Twitch had you blocked for some reason. I thought I was losing my mind. I'm like, there's nobody in chat that I can see. Who is he talking to? Oh my God, what the fuck, Twitch? Why did you do that? I'm sorry, man. I don't know why it did that. Welcome to the stream, man. I hope you're having a good day. I'm really glad that it pointed out that there was a message from a blocked user so I could fix that problem, because Jesus. Ugh. All right, we are back to finally put an end to Cerulean Crescent, and God forbid if this game pulls out 12 more fucking chapters at me today, we will see what happens. Endgame B-2, no respite. Oh, that is a lot of dead people. The city, it's devastated. Probably the weirdest thing that has ever happened to me. If that's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you, that's a pretty good life so far. Like, oh, on Twitch, okay. All right, that makes a little bit more sense. I was like, damn, that's actually a pretty peaceful life if that's the worst. This is far worse than I could possibly imagine. How could this have happened? You and I both have a pretty good inkling of what's happened. They really... There's no time for that. Monsters run amok. There are people in need of our aid. Gwylan's final words ring true. The evils which plague this crescent do not die with her. It's a good thing I spent so long in Yulunzar scouting out the area. I think I'd have a better lay of the land than you. For shame, cousin. How is there another horde of these things? How many did Ellery unleash? Speaking of Ellery, that's her, right? Pretty distinctive red hair. Why did she beat us to the shore? She's gonna wipe out our men before they can reach the boat. You just focus on running. I'll go see what this new head of the Crescent is all about. What do you mean by that? We still have to get through... Don't you worry your pretty little head. I've always wanted to do this trick. Whoa! He was gonna nothing... Oh, that's right, that's a girl. She was gonna nothing personnel me, kid. Damn, I miscalculated the jump. I should have been behind you. What the... I don't remember you from House Heron's dogs. Of course you don't. I'm a woman of the Crescent. Then why do you serve these invaders? Invaders? Come on now, you and I both know how we really got here. I thought the young lady could make a fine dictator for the Crescent. But you've really messed up that plan. You really backed the wrong horse. Given you're here, I suppose a pardon is not going to make you get out of my way. What can I say? I'm too invested in my pet project. Then die fruitlessly in Rosetta's name as a traitor to the Crescent. Alright, what do we got? Do I really want to bring Foxbury, or do I want to... Oh no, I was told to bring Rohesia for this map. Someone told me at the end of the last stream, make sure I bring her. So, I guess we're doing that. Which is a shame, because she's gonna have, like, fucking no stats after not being used this entire... Actually, that's better than I thought. The 12 strength kind of sucks, but that is better than I thought. Alright, I need a spell that actually works with magic. There. Also, that Brave Bow's on its, like, last legs. I got 2 more uses of bolting to go. Still good, Chickson's still good. That harpoon. Oh, there we go, we have a new harpoon. All right, we're good. Alicent and Ellery. Okay, what are we dealing with here? So we've got Charisse right in front of us. Some swordswoman working with House Heron. Supposedly a big deal, but is doomed regardless. She has the fancy stabber and the shield projector, so we can't crit her, which means Rosetta cannot kill her. What the fuck are you? Oh, just a big dude. Wait, what's your class? Archsage, I see. 40 magic, holy fuck! Bro came to play. There's a chicken up here. And Rosetta once again has her bullshit ability, which means I have to kill all of these in one turn if I want to bring her down. Stop Rosetta before she can escape to the boat. Take note of Rosetta's skills. This is important. Well, let's do this first. Master, didn't expect to see you still at it. I thought you were too old for this. I've grown more wary of battle, but I gladly take up the blade for my friends and family. I respect your tenacity, Master, but your era is over. You are no longer the Crescent's sharpest sword. The student is yet to slay the Master for that mantle. You may find your Master has a few tricks in her yet. If you insist on carrying on this tradition, I shall grant it. Uh-oh. Are you looking for an honorable death, Master? Is that why you insist on this hopeless battle? No, Therese, I plan to live honorably. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! No, it's not! Okay, one, you got crit, which you shouldn't be able to because you have that item. Two, I did 0 damage, but somehow that multiplied into 80 somehow. What the fuck? No wonder people said bring her with me. This shouldn't be possible. My skills are far superior to when I had left the Crescent, and even then I was already more than a match for you. The past decade I examined my own technique for weaknesses. Your bid to surpass me, you incorporated many of them. Who can see the fatal flaws in your swordplay better than me? I grew arrogant, believing only I had improved. Thank you for this last lesson, Master Rohesia. Jesus! What to upgrade from Sword Saint? What's left? Sword Saint 2? Oh, she just gets a free bunch of stats. You know what? I'll take it. That's awesome. Man, I did not expect that. Oh, I forgot to put Plucker's Gift back. I don't think I actually even have Plucker's Gift anymore, to be honest. Boy, catch. That was fucking insane. I'm just gonna save it, honestly. I'm gonna save it and we're gonna use it for something else. Well, let's be honest, Rosetta. I don't think you have much of a chance of making it to the boat anymore, considering your best defender died in 1 hit. Like, call me crazy, but I think you might be hooped. Hey, Crisps, every part of this map is the theme is the remix of the first map. Oh my god, it is! I thought this sounded familiar. I couldn't place it though. Thank you. Also, I know it was several days ago at this point, but like, thank you for the heads up about bringing Rosetta last time. I'm pretty sure that was you who did that. I appreciate it. This has been a really entertaining stream for me so far. Aw, thanks, man. But weirdly, we haven't even really begun to do anything yet, so that means a lot. Oh my god. Idea time! Hey, prick! Come here. Oh, okay. Then, who else was that's played this one? Might have been CN. I believe CN's the other person who's played this one quite a bit. Maybe I should have shot that guy. I'm trying to think of how I could possibly get a second hit up, because I don't want this guy to kill me. Well, then again, how much do he hit? For 28? Lindros? You can tank that. But you have Tornado, right? Doesn't Tornado just give you enough to double? Oh, Tornado's 2 range. No, it does not give you enough to double. But Tornado does keep you from getting doubled. No wonder Xavier was so insistent that I make sure he has one, especially with me not training him the whole fucking time. Hello? Ooh, I wonder if that rogue has anything. Could we feel have given their lives for me? I cannot, must not fall. Trust me, hun, you're not making it out of this fucking level. Now, granted, those monsters aren't gonna do much unless they all decide to gang up on somebody, and I don't think it's physically possible for them to pull that off. But that is kind of one of the reasons why I'm keeping the ballista handy, because I'm gonna rain down some fucking pain on them. Sir. Rude. Oh no, he killed the music. He froze the music. What are we going to do? Oh yeah, no, they're not killing this. Like, I would argue it's not even possible for them to kill this. Nice. We hit S rank, boys and ghouls. Wait, couldn't I just transport Rosetta up here and then she just can't win? I feel like I just found a really big loophole in this game. I gotta try this. Like, I'm gonna keep Lindros on that hill, and then I'm gonna see if that works. Because she has move, which is the only stipulation it says for lunge to work. Okay, so I was wondering something about Sorbet this entire time, and this finally answered a question I've been wondering about. If I keep switching forms, does it retain the HP between them? And the answer is yes. I think my best bet is... Oh, it's Locust! Oh, I'll bet you there's something weird that's gonna happen if you bring Locust in from... apparently there's like talk that like Locust is gonna be playable. Or not Locust, sorry, Bird is gonna be playable in the next update. So that makes me wonder if Locust will have some kind of like thing, you know? Like you'll be able to recruit them or something. Hi, Brick. Die. I don't think they'll give me the thief. I think something will just come up. I just don't know what that something will be yet. Woo! 20 bucks. I think the game is trying to tell me I shouldn't be looting at this point. can get there? Yeah, I can. But the question is that worth my time? Because there's still a box down there I should grab. Oh, you've got fucking Purge? Eat a dick. Just have you go here for right now. You don't have any 3-range spells, right? Just the bolting? Yeah. Something's telling me I'm not murdering anything with 1 bolting shot. No. Well, Super Guard might be dead. That was a hell of a crit. Okay, our only hope is if Purge doesn't target her, or the Barrier Lance is enough to boost her high enough that Purge does 0. That is the only way Super Guard gets to live. I did not know that guy was gonna have 100 fucking crit on her. Do I even have a portrait for Super Guard? I don't know if I do. Yeah, but I thought Umbra weapons weren't... Oh yeah, no, Umbra weapons also have a fair bit of crit. My brain was like, Umbra weapon, that just means it's good against the same weapon type. No, it also means it has a fucking lot of crit. Oh my god, it does! Look, the Barrier Lance! So clutch! Let's go! Silence! Well, I know who I'm killing next. I cannot believe Super Guard gets to live. No, guys, focus a target and you might kill 1. You dumb bastards. Also, they have almost cleaved their way through this, so that's a thing. Nope, I can't. I was gonna say, I might be able to bolting that one down, but I can't because my fucking mage is fucking silenced. Oh, god damn it! He's fucking at 1! Wisp, can you possibly pick that off? Never mind. I forgot her ability reaches the whole fucking cavalcade. Well, the only thing I got, so here you go. Take that, bitch. Okay, I think it's gonna have to be Ellery, right? Oh, no, Sorbet can do it too. I don't think that's full, but it'll do. Can you get to that if I fly you there? Hey buddy, you look armed and deadly. How about I give you this nice little gift so you can leave my house alone and also not kill me? That'd be great, right? It's a Bobby! It's a Bobby, it is! Oh, shit. I did not consider not being able to hit that. Hey, Xavier. We almost lost Super Guard. Finally get the Bobby, better late than never. No shit, huh? Stupid fucking miracle. I want to use that as a stepping stone. Wait, do you have Kanto Plus? No, you don't. All right. Sorbet. I cannot use that as a stepping stone to get over there. Well, I guess you go then. All right, no more silence for you, bitch. You guys aren't gonna move, are you? Nope. Supposed to be one final heist before, or will you forget me? Forget your best friend? I really do think that's going to be something when the next thing comes out. Exactly, yeah. Not that I see her turning green as being any sort of useful, but that's my guess. Either that or they just won't do anything. Like, maybe they'll just change the maps that these two are on entirely, if that's the case. Add a thief to the second to last map, but she still doesn't even have steel. I was gonna say, you know, just because you can tank everything doesn't mean you should tank everything. Well, they're fucked because they gotta go through me now. Like, we're at the bridge already. Yeah, but I kind of have a bit of an idea that I think is going to be really funny. Okay, perfect. Yes, I am using a Fortify for very stupid reasons. I might have accidentally killed something I wasn't paying attention to. I was going to dance for them. Oops. Well, shit. That was my plan, and then I just kind of forgot the plan. Oh well. By no means am I in any sort of a hot spot right now. Figure out how, if I could. Okay, so spear. Can I get someone there? I think I can get Karina right there. You guys both there? Oh, you are. Yay. Oh, you guys done fucked up. You separated too far. You done messed up, son. Hi. Oh, she's not gonna one-shot, no! Wait, hold on. The heal only takes place at the start of the turn, doesn't it? Or is it the end of the turn? Shit, did I just waste 2 Shadow Flames that I didn't need to waste? I did. I messed up. I am the one who is dumb. Well, that's okay. Plan B. Perfect. Although I may not get to test my idea on whether or not that's going to work, but still. That's one. Two. Three. Four. So my best is I need to deal 20 damage, which is not fucking difficult at all. Rena, daughter of Oriana, fought alongside your mother against the Crescent's fiends. I don't recite someone's family history when I meet them. What's your point? As Ellery's adjutant, you must know she needed this war, that she had jeopardized the safety of the whole Crescent, of your mother fighting the tide to make this war happen. I have an inkling. And yet you'd still support her without question. The Crescent cannot be forged into a nation by waiting idly. The Gambit was necessary to end the threat of the Herons, and to expand our horizons beyond this coastline. I did, and it was very, very unexpected, Master. So I guess it was you who told me about that at the end of the last stream. Thank you for that. That saved me a hell of a boss fight. The green tide was ill-timed, and Mother, well, but the Chief couldn't have predicted that. That's what you believe? Ellery, you've truly found a fitting protege. It is, and then again, I didn't have to fight the bitch. Well, Rosetta, it's been fun, but let me just quickly grab the thing over here. It might be a little bit late in the game for one of those. Nothing else? All right. You hate me this much that you'd go to this extent? Of course you're not that important. I want House Heron's lands for myself. You are not the Ellery I had once known. but you are still that same Rosetta. I fucking forgot she had Miracle. Son of a whore. That was gonna be an awesome thing and you ruined it! Now I gotta shoot her with a ballista. Hard to believe it was only months ago when we defended this city ourselves. This stall, this corpse, I used to buy from them in the evening for a quick bite. Only the weak-willed abandon their convictions at the first sign of conflict. Her judgment's none of my concern. Rosetta, you should have told me you were coming. I would have prepared a warmer welcome. Hold on, Ellery. It did not occur to me for a second your hatred for me could run so deep. I would never wish you harm. I will demolish all that you stood for, crush your hopes and ambitions, but I wouldn't harm my dear cousin. Is that really all you saw in me? All that our bond was worth? I only wanted you to live. I know that. I extend to you the same grace. At the cost of your own countrymen and the people of the Crescent, you've gotten your revenge. Do you feel no guilt bringing war to these shores? The words of one outsider alone cannot bring about an invasion. I did no more than stir up the existing cruel ambitions held by House Heron. Trying to draw some equivalence between us means nothing. The princess would be disgusted by the loads you've sunk to. Would she? Or would she respect my commitment to her cause? Embittered by the world which had rejected her goodwill. You lost the right to judge when you betrayed our cause. She was a dreamer, Ellery. You must have known her ambitions were doomed by lack of support. Love blinded you to the obvious, that it was a path of inevitable ruin. Better an attempt at change than continuing down a path of decline. Admit it, it was never about practicalities. It was never about me. You just wanted the easy way out. Whatever benefited you the most. You think I didn't have to suffer through countless sleepless nights? Her reflection stalking me in the dark? She meant equally as much to me. Your actions would prove otherwise. Guilt is no defense for treachery. My decision had no effect on the inevitable. I had my duties to follow. If there's any way I could have saved her, I would have done so. That might be what you say to keep the shades at bay, but I don't need to hear it. Then take your revenge, Ellery. Strike me down. I don't need your twisted mercy. But you'll get it all the same. It's what you did for me, dear cousin. I truly believed I would find a different person than what you've become. Then you didn't understand me well enough. I want you to live with the knowledge that you brought the Herons to nothing but ruin. Your name shall be reviled equally on the Crescent and on the mainland. The last of the Herons, whose arrogance condemned a dynasty lasting generations. I had the Crescent, lands of exiles to flee to. You'll have no such luck. Between the king and the great houses, who will first smell the blood in the water? Perhaps you could beg to marry some fourth-born son for a scrap of land. A tragic fate for the hope of the Herons. I know what you're trying to do. You want to break me spirit. My spirit. Me spirit. You want to break me spirit, Oe. Have me follow my sword, bypassing your perverted form of mercy. Don't overestimate your own importance. You're one stepping stone on my journey. It matters little if you live or die, with House Heron obliterated as it is. Then let me live, or prove yourself to be a vow-breaker. Go ahead then, I don't fucking care. Live, Rosetta. You'll live to witness how I shall take all of House Heron's lands, trample the mainland underfoot, to see the princess's name be given a rightful place. You're nothing like her. You'll set yourself alight with the fires you start, Ellery. Perhaps I will. Perhaps I won't. But it'll be one spectacular bonfire. Hey, can you even sail a boat by yourself? Is this what you've wanted, Princess? What you would have wanted? To see Ellery wage war on your behalf? To forget all those principles you fought for? To conquer in the name of conquest itself? This punishment is what I deserve. That adventurer's words come to mind. How could I possibly justify a conquest under such flimsy pretenses? It's what's under the facade. Is what's under the facade nothing more than an opportunist and a powermonger who dress up all her desires with the self-deceiving excuse of moral necessity? You let her go, Chief, after all that? Without House Heron's army, she's nothing more than another powerless noblewoman. As were you, before you conquered the Crescent. You can't possibly believe that. Alright, fine, I admit my weakness. I thought rage had hardened my resolve, but even then, I was unable to personally order her death. For years, she'd been my only companion. You yourself recounted to me how she betrayed your trust and broke those ties. Chief, it's not like you to abandon an advantage due to soft-heartedness. You've grown more of a backbone to rebuke me so directly. That's good to see. However, my decision as Chief is final. Forgive my impertinence, but this victory was brought about by the whole Crescent. It does their efforts, their sacrifice, a disservice to let our greatest foe live. But I was the one who made this victory possible. Does this not make me the one with the most say? I suppose so, but even then, the interests of the Crescent are being put at risk. Chief, I can take a ship to go after her. You wouldn't have to dirty your own hand. Karina, if those closest to you would betray your cause, can you say without a doubt you'd cut them down? Yes, I would, if it's what my position demanded of me. Then you might make a finer ruler than me one day. For now, you're still my assistant. Don't overstep your bounds. Understood, Chief. I'm sorry. Don't be. Your frustrations were perfectly valid, but allow me this selfishness. Epilogue, the taste of victory. I have a feeling this is going to be really sad. Because I know what this is building to, and I don't like it. This is building to a confrontation between Ellery and Oriana, and I don't like it. Change the direction of our history. No more are we the puppets of nobles over the oceans, resources to be exploited. We are at least free to dictate our fate. Shouldn't that be we are at last free, not at least free? I'm deeply regretful that our victory came at such a cost, so I beseech you, please give assistance to the unfortunate victims of this war. We did not anticipate these monsters escaping our control, or that Yulunzar might pay the price for it. We must bring Wow, that's the story we're spinning? That it just happened? Alright, I'm sure nobody will rebuke that. We must bring security back to these lands before we rebuild it even greater than before. That's not true, right? Lynn, you'd never be caught by such an amateurish mistake. Indeed. Explaining it as a mistake is easier than the alternative. To use your automations for war goes against everything you told me. Did Ellery push you into this? Ellery did not force me. It was my decision alone. Was it really? If she sets up all the circumstances for the decision and pressured you one way, is it really your decision? How could it not be my decision when its weight haunted my mind for so long? I didn't mean to sound accusatory, Lynn. I just want to know what's going on. It's just what needed to be done. Nothing more than that. I worry for you, man. Even if you thought it best, I don't want you to take the fall. You worry far too much, Palm. It should be time for you to relax. The war's over. If there's anything you need to get you off your chest, you know you'll always have me here. Of course. Glad to have you. No, we're different. He cared not for the consequences. Only himself. I did only what I had to. We're different. We have to be. Mince, you've returned. Why wouldn't I be? You read my last letter, right? There's a difference between assurance on paper and in person. Besides, I was worried that given it's nothing important. As a friend, I can only trust you did what you needed to. I needed to hear that. I trust that your adventures have been a great success. Like you wouldn't believe. Oh, God. I killed a fucking god, man. You fucking... And there was these chickens? God, I gotta tell you about the chickens. How about we talk over lunch? I got quite the tale to tell. Responsibility still calls during the middle of the day, unfortunately. How about over dinner instead? I'll make the best stew you've ever tasted when you get back. It gives me a lot to look forward to. I'll see you soon. Could I have said something about Maurice? But if it causes problems with the quartermaster, maybe it's better for everyone not to know. Yes, I agree. Honestly, I think Mince might be my favorite bald character in gaming. That might be a very bold statement, but like, I'm having trouble thinking of another one that I like as much as him. And I'm talking not just in hacks, I'm talking in gaming. Because there's not a lot of bald characters that are like, yes, that guy, he's fucking awesome. But Mince is fucking awesome. I told you he was so goated. He is. I honestly wish he was just a... Here's my way to fix Mince. And I don't mean like fix his personality. His personality is perfect. Don't change that. Give him like 10 experience when he uses Swarp. Like how Micaiah gets a flat experience when she uses Sacrifice. If Mince was able to get a very small amount of experience for using Swarp, I think he would be perfect. Because that was the problem I ran into with him, is he was using Swarp to fix mobility issues with everybody else, that he fell behind on experience himself. So even with the force like up to level 15, he could have been so much stronger than he was, but he was always fixing everybody else's issues, which is great. That's a great unit. But I definitely think he should get something for it, because it feels like he was doing so much more work and not getting paid for it. You know what I mean? Did you get his event? What's his event specifically? I'm assuming no. I think I would remember that. But what is his event? He didn't die, if that's what you're asking. Maybe it's better for everyone not to know. The one where he gets extra range and point blank. No, he did not get that, unfortunately. Not getting paid for it. I think that's a very fair way to word it, don't you? Do I got any keys left? No, but I should sell that Bobby. Also, I'm gonna sell some like older vulneraries. What else we got? Probably time to just sell a bunch of this. Like, just shit we haven't used yet. Yeah, rallies are another one where they use a rally, but they get nothing for it. And you're just sitting there like, this is great and all, and I needed this effect. But like, I'm almost discouraged from using it because of them just not getting any stats or no experience for it. And it kind of sucks. Now that said, it should be a very regulated amount of experience points in my opinion. Because otherwise you would just spam it on maps that don't have an objective timer. Although, this game is really good about like not giving you too many objective timer, or not giving you too many maps where you can just dick around. Like, I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but there was very few maps where I didn't have some kind of thing pushing me forward. And it never felt like it was overbearing to me either. Like, oh shit, like I'm gonna, like, oh, this fucking game just keeps throwing shit at me, man. Like why don't I get time to breathe? You know, I've talked about that before, but like this game never really felt like I was claustrophobic because of it. Dragon Master of Evil, how are you doing today, man? We're just basically closing up the game here, I think. I'm just selling some stuff that's just been sitting in my inventory for a really long time in case there's any more shit I need to buy or pay for in this. I'm assuming last chapter? It says epilogue. All right, so just in case there's anything on this map, where's Wisp? Give me that. Feeling been playing Gunfire Reborn and hating my skill issue. I don't think I'm familiar with Gunfire Reborn. With Oriana's crew returning, it's a good idea to catch up on things. Guard Captain, Potato, and Chops can wait for whenever I'm ready. So do I not need to like talk to any of these guys? Oh no, I can talk to everybody. Oh no, there they are. The buttons just weren't popping up before. Wait, who's beside me here? Is that Ion? It's Igo, okay. Think of like Borderlands with a rogue, if it was a roguelike with fun animals. That actually does sound fun. I should check what the hell you're talking about. That sounds kind of fun. I find Jurgen's third theorem of mana conversion to be fundamentally flawed. What use is there focusing on semantics when its applications are mostly sound? If it is to be an underlying law, I believe its applications must be universal, rather than just mostly universal. Pedants like you suck the joy out of magic. Fascinating, my good friends. You've touched upon some concepts even I have little familiarity with. I do see the overall picture. It was during that discussion which I realized that it is not just the second theorem which is put to question, but I thought I was an expert on pain, yet I cannot even describe the pain you've caused me by prattling on for so long. On further consideration, perhaps we are due to retire for the day. It will be a pleasure to continue this discussion at a different time. You claim to have no memories before your creation, yes? Yet your grasp upon theoretical magics is beyond even archsages. It's quite curious how you possess a body of such a knowledge. Or such a body of knowledge. It's quite curious indeed. I am unsatisfied with the conjecture of inherited memories. It's my objective to discover a refined explanation, as I am free from responsibility. What use is there in pursuing reason for why it is when it is? Would you question why the sun rises in the sky? That is indeed a question which the great thinkers have sought to uncover. It is positively wasteful for minds like yours to be put to work as the chief's henchman. Come join my research at my burgeoning library. I can pay more than she does. I find this agreeable. What is your input, my compatriot? I'd rather crush our skull between our hands. I have reason to believe that is signified disagreement. I shall have room prepared for you if you ever reconsider. Aw. I hope he does get to do that. Is that Pomp? That is Pomp, okay. Lilac? Lilac. I'm not yet 20. I'm handsome and intelligent. I'm strong and healthy. I can turn my life around. I can make choices for myself. I can find my destiny. My Ellis's name, who am I kidding? Oh, he was talking to his clone ability. That's what he was doing. Oh, hey, Gil Goldfist. Wait, what are you doing with my sword? Chosen One. I thought we were over this whole Chosen One thing like a year back. I am here to show. Searching. Found 17 matching results. Gratitude. I am here to show. Gratitude. For what? For not knowing how to swing a sword? If you accepted your purpose, I would have continued depreciated procedures. You opened the window of opportunity for me to establish new directives. I have significantly expanded my database and available procedures. That's wonderful, and I'm happy for you, but why cooking out of everything? Well, I mean, if you can make a clone of yourself to give yourself a fucking pep talk, I think that'd be a pretty good ability to have, wouldn't you? Much like murder, it can be done as a chore to fulfill the bare minimum. Much like murder, at its higher level, it is an art form with no upper limit. I assume you lack the sense of taste, being a shiny metal device. Taste is merely a minor facet. Processing. Facet, which can be calculated using external factors. I'll take your word for it. Does this mean you can give me a discount next time? Proposal considered and rejected. That's as much as I deserve out of unearned gratitude. Chief, I want to inform you that I might be leaving your service at the month's end. It's good timing because I was going to dismiss you. When did I have you in my army? I don't remember you even working for me. Dismissed, what did I do? Exactly, what did you do? What about all the work I did since the last wage distribution? What work? You should have ran into me after the pay got handed out, which is scheduled for tomorrow. I think I spent so much time looting Yulunzar while they were busy. Now that I have gold, where to go? I was like, yeah, but he wasn't working for me, I think. I should have taken a leave of absence for illness. Then I could have been paid for doing nothing these past few months. Now let the chief skin you alive? She's already onto your nonsense. It might slip through the cracks with how busy she's been. Pom, you look like you slept through a sandstorm. It's been a rough couple of days. You can certainly say that again. We're working overtime to push out our own monsters as well as invaders. I thought they were great. I feel like a multi-sided battle with big monsters to really up the stakes. If the world was destroyed by a meteor, you'd say, adds to the excitement. The moment you realize one of your soldiers is super forgettable and you never notice paying for an extra soldier. I am 95% sure Gil did not work for me. I know I took a few days off to spend time with my girlfriend between streams, but I am like really sure I never got Gil. Gil's recruitable if you don't recruit Chickson. He is bad. I knew it. I fucking knew that guy didn't work for me. And he has the gall to tell me he quits? Fuck him. He's fired. Even when invading Yunnan, we avoided the collateral damage. Oh, that's such a good name for a fucking band. Is there a band out there named Collateral Damage? If not, I'm stealing that. Someone look that up. Is there a band called Collateral Damage? Because if not, I'm dibs. I'm taking that. He's fired, but he never worked for you. Yeah, and you know what? He's never gonna fucking work in this town again. It's just difficult to feel great about this victory. Can't say I feel great about it either, but it's not exactly our problem. You guys, I don't know, feel some kind of responsibility for this. Yulunzar was a thriving city just days ago, and now after we just rank and file. Granted, elite rank and, well, that you are elite rank and file. You are irreplaceable. I haven't used this guy since he joined me, and Pamela fell off really hard when I stopped giving him levels. Not much we can do but follow the gold. When the Reaper comes knocking, we have no need to answer the call. The Chief and Lindros will, though. Well, your man's probably fine. He wasn't calling the shots. That's a little comfort. I've always lived by this principle. There's no use worrying about something you cannot fix. You don't worry about things you can fix, either. That's true, but not relevant. There's little purpose to this dreary talk. I should go help with the evacuation efforts. With how tired you look? Can't sleep well these past few nights. Better for me to get something done. It's not particularly my area, but I might as well help you out. Last thing I want to do is volunteer for more work, but fine, I'm in. Thanks, everyone. Let's go. I've never played Cerulean Crescent. How is it? It is easily one of the best hacks I've ever played. It is batshit insane in the best way possible. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show it on this map here. No, I don't see them. So some of my best units are chickens. That's not an exaggeration. The game actually let me build my own unit through monster parts, which was fucking cool. A good chunk of my army for a while was non-human, which is very rare for games like this as far as I can tell. And just about every character was well written in a way. Even characters I don't like were well written enough that I liked hating them. Does that make sense? Like, I very much enjoyed their presence because they were so fun to hate. Uncle, it's been so long. I don't think I ever properly thanked you for protecting me. Don't worry about it. It wasn't just selfless. What is there to gain from throwing yourself into danger against the sect, nonetheless? It wasn't about you. It was just about me, too. Mother and sister always saw me as the black sheep. I relished the chance to prove them wrong. I don't really care about any of that. You got me out alive from that ambush, though. You're the best uncle I could ever have. I don't know how to ever repay you. Believe it or not, you're already repaying me. But I haven't done anything yet. When I was at the tavern the other day, a few blokes went, "Hey, isn't that Karina's uncle?" and actually bought me drinks. Well, it's just a few drinks. It's not just the drinks. People look at me totally differently now. Along with two milkmen go comedy. Wait, along with two milkmen go comedy. That sounds kind of profound, but I'm not sure why it sounds profound to me. It sounds like a really smart line just got dropped on me that I didn't understand. I'm no longer just that drunk guy. I'm the uncle to the newest big shot in town. It's pretty great. I had no idea I was so well known these days. It's just been helping out the chief where I can. If any of the fame goes to your head, well, you're a dragon. I guess it's fine. Thanks for the advice, uncle. Although maybe I can pull it through to the chief to get you somewhere you want. Don't worry about it. I have a good work-to-pay ratio. There's something you can help me with, though. I'm more than happy to. So old Bob's been cutting me off even when I close my tab. With you there, I think I can make a more convincing argument. Sure. Help your old uncle get plastered. Welcome back, Doom. I assume your services to the Crescent have been exemplary? It's always a pleasure to fight for strangers I care nothing for. I'm pleased to see Arinde has not fallen in my absence. That's probably why I hold the job. It was necessary for one of Arinde's best to supervise the danger of the Green Tide. I'm certain it was. Alright, report to the guard captain. She'll get you updated on the current matters. Now that someone's bad at hiding one's... Now that's someone who's bad at hiding one's bitterness from one's superiors. Definitely an issue lying in wait, but it will require a deft hand to disarm. Just stab her. What the fuck is Dune gonna do to me? Like, look at these stats, right? Uh-huh, cool. Now look at these stats. What the fuck are you gonna do to this? Exactly. Shut up. What a week. Killing a god is hard work. I'd be happy to get some downtime before the next job. Ray, you seem to have forgotten something. What? Our discussion last time doesn't matter because the Shearwaters are disbanding. Oh yeah, that did happen. Damn, who knew killing a god would be so bad for the job market? I'm all for spending our hard-earned savings and enjoying ourselves, but let's figure out a plan first. That's easy. There's always being a mercenary. It's basically the same. Besides, the girls love a strapping young mercenary. No, they don't. Mercenaries reek of instability and irresponsibility. You just don't get it. What's more, not exactly a lucrative role with all the other adventurers in it. No treasure to steal and tombs to loot. What better idea do you have? We made a pretty big haul the past year, so we can invest that gold into land in Arinde. Especially since it's the biggest settlement now and lots of people are coming in. We could hire enough people to run the place. Maybe even coast off the rental income. Oh my god, she wants to become a landlord. What is that, Lord? But for reals, have you played the Morrow Golden Country? I have not. Is that a game or like a Fire Emblem hack? I'm not familiar with the title. It's a Fire Emblem hack. What's it like? Give me like the, give me the elevator pitch. Like if you had to sell it in like 2 sentences, how would you do it? Become a leech on society? No, that's not what I said. It kind of sounds like, yeah, it is. You're gonna become a landowner and do no work. You're a leech on society and you're a piece of shit. That's what you are. If you're a fucking landlord, that's all you are. Sorry, that's a very, very heated topic. Sounds sort of like it. I still think being a mercenary is more reliable. Do you know anything about buying land or running stores? No, but no one is born with that knowledge, and I'm sure it can't be that hard. Seems wild you want to take on another career that risks your life and so soon. I'm not risking my life if I don't die. Brother. Ellery, have you seen the art stage around? No, and I don't imagine she's quite in the talking mood. What an incredible observation, my good perceptive chieftain. I've workshopped 10 different ways to try and explain myself, and all of them seem worthless. That sounds like an uphill battle. You have my best wishes. I'm gonna need all your best wishes to get through this. Okay, so I can't go in there. How do you walk confidently through the streets, seeing the destruction you've caused? How do you sleep soundly at night, knowing many shall never sleep again due to you? I may be unable to repay my debts, but how can you repay your debts to the world? When in Ellis's name did he get the courage to stand up to me? I was so baffled I didn't even get a chance to skewer him. That's a very good question. Where does he get the balls? Whipjack, old friend. I have a business proposal that could benefit the both of us. Old friend, we've spoken like 2 words to each other, and it was you insulting me. Let bygones be bygones. Between each of the chief's battles, I see you have plenty of downtime. This is why I'm offering you an additional employment under my new guild. What makes you think I'd want to work under you when all you've done is put me down? I'd be a better boss than Ellery. Let's see your terms. Here's the handy contract. The system is weird, so you don't pay and you don't direct the work. It's the clients that you send my way that pays me. That doesn't seem reliable. You can actually read? Why did you hand me a contract if you think I couldn't? Wait, hold on. I pay you for sourcing the job and you get a cut from the client's payment to me. Why shouldn't I talk to the client myself? Attracting clients is a valued skill. How easy is it for you to get clients? Lord's a mage, interesting map design, enemies have a variety of weapons, usual quality of life stuff. So far, so good. Story's pretty neat. Do me a favor. Post the link to it in the Fire Emblem board here on the Discord if you would be so kind. I'd be interested in taking a look at it. The next Fire Emblem hack I'm doing is already lined up, I should point out, and after that, if I don't play the hag in white, people will probably riot and kill me. So I think the next 2 hacks at least are locked in, but I will be looking for something after that. One of the early chapters, you get a priest that has a funny staff that does physical damage, but they have 1 strength. Oh yeah, this game had some of those too. They had, actually, those staffs are really good, weirdly enough. My phone is kind of banging at me. I still don't trust this. I'm not binding you to anything. You take whatever jobs I give you notice for at your leisure. While remaining on Ellery's employ. Fine, I'll give it a try. I've signed it. Good, we'll have our first guild meeting in a week when we actually have members. Wait, you were still in the idea stage? There's nothing to back this up? Have to start somewhere, and that happens to be you. I feel like I've been scammed, but I also didn't pay anything. I'll let you know when the ball gets rolling. Almost had a stumbling block, but we got him. Didn't notice the extra terms on the back. Only object could be a trained killer at such a cheap price. Once things get going, I can't wait to make gold off the jobs I don't have time to take myself. That piece of shit there, Francesca, or whatever your name was. Poor Quilane. What's an exalted prodigy seemed once in 1,000 years doomed to waste away, trapped in this pitiful realm to be slain ignominiously, I can't read that word, by mere mortals. I am content to enjoy the thousands of years I have remaining of my life, for it is thousands more than a mortal, and that is good enough for me. But it was never good enough for you, and that is why you would rather seek an extravagant death than to die quietly. In the end, you died quietly all the same. Poor Quilane. We're not going to address that, we're just going to let that go. Great to see you outdoors. Finally out for some fresh air? This relationship is strictly professional. I see no need to include idle chatter. By Ellis's name, Hellicent, you can't possibly be that taciturn. I see no need to engage in activities unrelated to my established duties. I'm seeing why your relationship with the nobles was so strained. And it might not be because your status is a commoner. I have no interest in your idle speculations. You're just gonna stand there until I leave. Alright then. Chief, I gotta ask again, No. I had your tacit approval when I began my work. I was under the impression you would write a reasonable account of our travels, not fill your pages with slanderous garbage. Whatever Oriana did to you, I won't stand for this frankly abhorrent depiction of her. I may have taken some liberties, but the majority sticks closely to facts. The significant connecting tissue in your little novel is speculations about my sex life. Look, it's all part of the art. Besides, who else can Who else can get to spread your name around? Quilane? That's right, she's disappeared. Watch your words, Foxberry. You're already lucky all you got was a week of dock pay. You're still silencing creative freedom. Hey, Lori, how's it going? Stick to map making, cartographer. Writing is a little too dangerous for you. Who does she think she is? It's soon to be ruler of the Crescent, I suppose, but still. Yeah, so maybe don't fucking piss her off. Did you consider that? I fulfilled more than my end of the deal, Chief Ellery. I believe it's only right that I share in the spoils. Of course, you're one of my most trusted allies. Kira finished her last university exam. Oh, that's great! Please give her all of the awesome big luck hugs and everything. Tell her, yay from me. I want Yulunzar, what's left of it. Even if we did topple the guild, Yulunzar belongs to none but its inhabitants. You don't have to repeat those honey lies in front of me. I can ask for jurisdiction. Maritime, you ask for too much. I ask for only what I believe I deserve. You may have experienced running a sundown bay, but the whole of Yulunzar too? Starving camel is bigger than a horse. Even with much of the city destroyed, it'll be quite the handful to govern. If I drop the mask a little, that means nothing to me because I care nothing for the city or its people. I care for the riches that lie within. That is not a convincing case for why I should agree to this. Almost forgot, the Moro Golden has combat arts like 3 houses. weirdly enough, Dragon Master, that is actually a shot against why I would want to play it. I am very much of the belief that combat arts really hurt Fire Emblem's combat systems. And my biggest example for that is not even Three Houses, but it's Echoes, where you can start trivializing whole ass maps with a strong enough archer and their combat arts. Like, I don't know. I just don't agree with that in terms of Fire Emblem. No, that said, that doesn't mean I won't play it. I'm just saying, like, I'm one of the weird ones that just doesn't like combat arts in Fire Emblem and tries not to use them when I can help it. All right, let's pretend you do care about how these people end up. Granted, I never really used combat art. Mostly takes a lot of durability in the money budget, but it's kind of, and the money budget is kind of oof. Did you consider that? I think Foxbury thinks less than Ellery conceives. Your town is half the Crescent Way. You will soon have your hands full trying to eat the Iron Realm. Do you really want another potential issue to deal with? Surely you wouldn't trust the High Priestess who can spread her lies. You make a valid point, Maritime. I shall let you take jurisdiction of Ylinzar. Wow, that was easy! Oh, I thought you, I see. I didn't think connives was a word. That's why I was confused. I thought it was a typo. I think they just could have fleshed out more personal skills and made the character stand out more that way, but again, I'm not gonna try sit here and try to fix Fire Emblem Three Houses. My opinion on it has already radically changed from trying to Ironman it, where I started off really not liking Three Houses, and now I have a pretty good respect for it. So, if I start trying to pick apart things I don't like about it again, we might end up back where I started, and I would rather not do that. I still can't believe Ellery just fell for this bullshit. I shall let you take jurisdiction of Ylinzar, but only on the condition that we be given 2 months to clean up the situation first. Rather sporting of you. I can wait. Now, if you excuse me, I have some plans to make. You'll be dead before the year's end anyway. Oh, that was the plan. Time. I'm just here to inform you that all the land we stand on will soon be mine. Okay, what's your point? You said that our fratricide would never be rewarded, that Ellis will punish us. Look at us now. I can continue to grow my little empire while you stay a miserable layabout. This is the justice you've been clinging to. I tire of your little games. What do you want from me, Time? You've proven your superiority. I despise you, brother. I despise your pretension of remorse. I despise the fact that you play the victim when you were no less the perpetrator. I'll watch you waste away into nothing. Do tasting the Crescent's cuisines allow you to forget just for a second? What other excitement can you seek out to escape the prison you've made yourself? Why are you clenching your fists, brother? Do you intend to kill me? Your birth sister? For having killed your adopted family? Don't think I wouldn't do it, Time. What a joke coming from you. You spent the past few years doing nothing but moping and whining. Ellis wouldn't accept someone like you. I just saw her bothering you again. Shame she left before I gave her a piece of my mind, mare or not. Vince, this time I'm going to do it. I have to. Do what? I'm going to kill her. Hey, I know you're shaking, but don't be too hasty here. I have to, Vince. It's the only way to end this cycle. I know you want her out of her life, but she's an expert mage killer and is followed by her henchmen. Last thing I'd want to see is you throwing your life away. Better that than live like this. You don't have to do this. There's more of the world than the Crescent and the mainland. The ghost will chase me anywhere I go. I have to do this, Vince. I'm just glad for someone to confide in before I do. Basil, if you're truly determined to go down this road, I'll support you when you need be. This is my fight, Mince. I won't drag you into it. What would the chief think of you attacking her ally? She's my friend, but you are too. I'm sure she'd understand. I really want them to do this. I really want them to kill her. Hey, Kiara! Congrats on the exams! Super happy for you. Yay! I'm endlessly grateful to have met someone like you, Mince. You're right, I was too hasty. I'll have to sleep on my plans. Drink some more, I'm soup, and get an early night, Basil. Don't be afraid to summon me if you need it. Sorry, Mince, I have to go alone. No! Take Mince with you! She's a little bit stronger than that. Like, you might need her. Is that John? Oh, no, it's a cell. Oh, that's right, ACL! She broke! I forgot about that. The fucking stupid god killed my mage. Well, not really killed, but broke my mage. If only the Switch will let you play modded games. Three Houses could have an amazing mod potential. Yep. Thanks for carrying me home, Yosef. I couldn't bring myself to do anything. It would have been bad for your health to stay alone underground. Maybe you should have left me there. Where do I even go from here? I'm nothing but an ordinary woman. No magic, no destiny. It is common for human women to make a living by tending to the land. Thanks, but that's not quite the answer I was looking for. I do not know the answer you seek, but I am thinking. Think away, big fella. Something will be the best? I could not learn what it meant to be the best from others. That is because no one knows what it means to be the best. No one can be the best because no one knows. I'm not sure I follow. If no one knows what it means to be the best, it must be up to me to define what it means to be the best. Then I can be the best. I get it. I sought to validate myself by light magic, something external to me, when it was my initial desire which granted me that magic in the first place. I don't think that's what I said. I was talking about being the best. I envisioned myself as a divine champion to bring about justice. I did not want to bring about justice because I was a divine champion. Even without light magic, there must be other ways I can still be a hero. I can do this. Thank you, Yosef. Okay, not sure what I helped with. Are you gonna be useful again? Because, like, this whole not being able to fight thing kind of blows ass. They said I'd be lucky to live past my 30th year. I've outlived them all. Azure, Grass Gecko, Charisse. I had so many students, so much promise. I have you to thank when my anxiety... Aww! I'm really happy to help. That's awesome. I like that Cyclops portrait. I love Yosef. Yosef's great. I heard your birthday's coming up in, like, the beginning of next month, right? Do you guys have any fun plans? It's so many students, so much promise. Now they all lie in shallow graves. But I live, and will live for decades more. I am truly blessed with longevity. Will I one day outlive my children too? Even my granddaughter? Should I have come to the Crescent in search of gold and glory at all? Hanging out together with a few friends of us. That's the best birthday ever. That's what I did for mine. We had like 3 birthdays that were all basically right around mine. So we just did a group birthday thing where we just hung out here, ate cake, watched silly videos on YouTube, and told stories, and it was the best. Told Kiara to please leave the evening for us because I have something in mind. Adorable! Yes, yes. Give her a great surprise. Give her a great birthday. And that's so cute. If you guys do anything fun, take pictures. All that gold and glory brought me no security for me or my family. You're a sentimental old fool to be thinking these useless thoughts. Why be jubilant at this mere illusion of victory, when it will all be swept away like dust on the wind? Zio, my miserable friend, looking as sad as ever. Give them a red panda. Aww. Red pandas are adorable. We have them in the zoo here in my city, and granted, they're not usually that active when you go see them, but like, I went during the winter once and they were hyper as hell, and it was so cute. Okay, we're gonna send screens of beating the Steel Knights in Enron Saga. Fuck yeah! Glad to see your grin on your face, though you seem to always be grinning. I have no desire to remain in the employ of the red-haired warmonger. I've decided. That tragic hero which you wrote, I'm going to bring it to life. It's merely words on paper. How can one simply become a hero? With ease, Zio. I may lack memories, but there is a whole world out there for me to make memories in. It's time for me to carve out my legend, corresponding to the hero you wrote. Yes, they look exactly like fucking red raccoons. I've never understood the panda thing either. Or beating someone else in other games. Deltarune. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I've heard the new Deltarune's supposed to be pretty good. But I honestly am just gonna wait till the whole thing is out before I even look at it again. And that's if I bother to go that far. Glad to hear you found your calling, yet I still waste away. If you can't find your calling, then I'm finding it for you. You, my friend, are coming with me. Huh? I've been studying the adventures of Master Roswick for inspiration, and I found having a scribe that wrote down everything for him was essential. Me? A scribe? But I've written nothing but empty poems. You can write. Yes, but then what's the matter? Adventure awaits. No, it's not just that. You're asking me to leave behind... Perhaps I don't have much to leave behind anymore, but still. What are your thoughts on Fire Emblem with high accuracy? Alright, I just for clarification's sake, do you mean what are my accurate thoughts on Fire Emblem, or do you mean what are my thoughts on a Fire Emblem game that features high accuracy hit rates? I just want to make sure I'm on the same page here. Are you content with living under Ellery's banner? Fighting for a cause you no longer believe in? No, I suppose. Then what are you waiting for? I don't actually have a good reason except for the inherent ease of doing nothing. Then there you have it, pal. It's time for our ledge to begin. Caligoo! And Zio has a ring to it. When shall we depart? Right now, adventure awaits. But adventure awaits! Are they, like, actually just bailing on me? Easy answer? Nobody likes missing their shots. Like, that's the best way I could explain that. Like, watch someone play, like, Radiant Dawn, and then watch someone play FE6. And tell me who's having more fun. Like, let's be real. Nobody likes missing their shots. Nobody likes going in thinking, I better hit this or this entire map is fucked. So I'm just gonna go with that and let that be my argument. Hey, Sparky. I swear to God, if anyone ever comes even remotely close to bringing up FE6 or Thracia, it like summons you from the void. I'm almost upset Ellery's doing so well. We're under her for the foreseeable future, but our triumphant return draws closer. Whatever return it might be, it shall not be triumphant. There's no joy upon your face, Lord Zio. Are you not eager to avenge the princess? I'm not. The object of my affection is dead. Another war means nothing to me. You've already sacrificed so much for this cause. How are you still hesitant? The cause died with the princess. I cannot give it my everything for a mere imitation. Then you intend to stay on the Crescent, to abandon the princess's cause. The hatred is strong with this one. Imagine using a poleaxe with 100% accuracy on a cavalier using a sword. So, therein lies the issue. When I say I like high accuracy, I mean reliable accuracy. I don't mean every single weapon should have 100% accuracy, because that then breaks the game. That's where I think the early game weapon triangle is actually at its best, when you have weapons that stick to that. Using an axe of any capacity against a sword user should be more of a bit of a gamble than using a sword on a sword. Sword on sword should be kind of like even, you know? Like you're not really gonna have an advantage, but you're also not gonna have too much of a disadvantage. And then obviously the spear would one-up the sword and things like that. So that's actually gonna be addressed a little bit more in the next hack I'm playing, which is Souls of the Forest, which takes the weapon triangle and definitely runs with it. Like, weapon triangle, it's big in this game. It's very big in this game. But it is huge in Souls of the Forest. Like, you're not, like, it's almost like, I can't quite remember the exact details it goes into, but I'm fairly certain that trying to attack opposite weapon triangle is borderline, like a miss. Like, you're always going to miss. Or do so little damage that it doesn't matter even if you do hit. Like, you need to be monopolizing the weapon triangle, and I think the game does it brilliantly, not only with just how it's set up and how incentivized you are to do it, but it also starts you with 3 cavaliers, each of which use one of the weapons. So it gives you the tools to succeed right away. But it's also not so broken that it's just like, oh, well, there's that. Because the weapon triangle is so big in that game and it affects damage and hit rates so much, they also had to fine-tune archers. And the game is actually built around that, because your main lord is an archer. The game is, in fact, built around archers being decent, not just shit. Weapon triangles being great, not just an add-on. Things like that. I'm really, really, really excited to go back to Souls of the Forest and actually give that another go of trying to beat it. But to get to that, we kind of need to finish this. So let's see if there's any more going on ahead of this. I fought only for one, no other. If you were any other man, I'd smite you where you stand for the spinelessness. Go for it, then. I will not, because you've already proven yourself to me. Nonetheless, it pains me to see a good man driven to total inaction because of mere melancholy. Mere melancholy? How can mere melancholy begin to describe anything? I don't understand your aims, but I pray for your good fortune. Goodbye. We will likely never cross paths again. But if Archer good, it's not Fire Emblem. There's Reaver weapons that quadruple the weapon triangle, and the weapon triangle is already ridiculous. True. Thoughts on an FE game that is rather plentiful on stat boosters? Not as great, in my opinion. I think it would demean your levels, if so, but here's how I would make that work. If I was going to do a lot of stat boosters in a Fire Emblem game, here's how I would make it work. Make cap growths, sorry, not cap growths, cap stats. Find a way to cap the stats in a way that balances the game. Thracia and Bells of Byelen I by proxy do this by making stats cap at 20. That works. And the reason why that works is because everybody has that same cap. It's not like your stats cap at 20 and the enemy stats cap at 30 or some bullshit. No, it is an even playing field. Start with that, then lower growth rates across the board. I don't mean make them pathetically weak. I mean make it so like when you get a really good baller ass like full stat level, it is a rarity. And then you supplement those with stat boosters. So you don't give them like, you don't make them viable by any stretch. You do not do that because that will break it. What I'm suggesting is you make it so, like, you give them an early game thief, and then you put like 1 or 2 on a map to steal or put in a chest or something. Maybe occasionally they'll drop them when they're killed, but make a lot of them you have to work for them. Make them sub-objectives on maps. And then you allow those stat boosters to supplement your good units, which maybe aren't succeeding in the way you need them to succeed, so they can actually grow to be as good as a regular Fire Emblem unit would be in another game. But because stat caps are so low, and I'm gonna say 20 in this case, like in Thracia and Bells of Byelen, then it's not an insane goal to have them cap something. Does that make sense? Like, how you can make them work is by lowering the value of a great unit into something that is achievable, but through a balance of both leveling and stat boosters. It depends. A lot of stat boosters should be in Shadow Dragon-esque games. Growths that are shit. Good mages have 25% magic growth. That's kind of sad, so stat boosters are needed, but everybody wants them, so spreading them is the real question. And that right there, Xavier, is exactly why I say don't put them in stores. Make you work for them. Make them map objectives in some way. I think that's great when a map is not just seize, route, defend, etc., but there are many objectives like get this, beat this, do this to get access to this. That is when Fire Emblem fucking shines to me, is when it does shit like that. Like, a good defense chapter should never just be defend X amount of turns. There should be something inspiring you to get out there and start fighting things, as opposed to waiting for them to come to you. Like, put a stat booster on the boss. That is a goal right there. That's an objective now. That's not like an optional victory thing. That is an objective for me. And that is how you make a defense chapter more interesting. How many more people do I have to... I have to talk to this dipshit. And then she says, I thought you knew how to read, Haggardire. What baloney, blamed for the faults of my incompetent underlings. It's a wonder the people of Werende haven't thrown her into a pit. I concur. I thought you were some commoner brute much like Ellery, but you're above the minimum. I've heard enough of you talk to understand that as a compliment. You're really going to keep working for that menace of a woman? She treated me like she does you. I'd break her neck with my bare hands. Undoubtedly. I was filled with boiling rage. My ancestors calling for retribution. I've since achieved an understanding that has allowed me to shed my anger. How'd you do that exactly? She's forced to employ me due to my skills, yet she fears and detests me because I am something she can never be, a true noble. As one of purer blood and superior breeding, it is beneath me to respond to her envy. I think that is worth expressing these thoughts to her, as this might help Ellery reflect on her actions. You really think so? A truly noble man aims to better everyone around him, even someone who slights him. Very well, I should do so on the morrow. That's a good man. Don't forget to give me a call when you do that. I need to be there. She is gonna get him killed. And I hope so, because I don't like him. Promise I bury all of Orinde's foes. In the past 2 days, I've buried so many more than just Orinde's foes. And here I assumed you were too stoic to flinch any form of death. I assumed the same before yesterday. Chief, I did not forget how we once protected the city and its people, even if their leaders were our foes. Was there really no better way than having to use those things? Yes. I needed to hear that. I never thought I'd wish to assist you, Linzar, from the bottom of my heart. There's like nothing else I can do here, right? Like just make sure there's like no hidden shit. No, I'm not seeing anything. Are we sure this is the finale? God, I hope so. I don't want to keep putting finale in the title when I can't live up to it. As long as I've lived, I've known Yulunzar to be the Crescent's shining beacon. It's difficult to reconcile that memory with reality, but the city is no more. I've seen many settlements come and go in this harsh land, but nothing close to the one of Yulunzar's size. Growing up in Werende, my sentiments of the guild were undoubtedly tainted, but I would have never wished such destruction upon the city. There is no use in bemoaning the state of being. Something must be done. There's more than we can do than simply clearing out Lindros' remaining monsters. We can assist in relocating survivors to a place for a new home, such as the Bay. That is not what I mean. The weeds must be burnt at its roots. Tower, you can't possibly be suggesting. And why can I not? Is it not our duty as adventurers to protect the people of the Crescent? Even if it's from overambitious chieftains, Blaine's words will hold a measure of truth. We cannot treat the human conflicts of the Crescent as beneath our notice. Tower, this is an extreme reaction. You pass judgment on the sect for their misdeeds. Here, we see death and devastation easily 10 times the size. But we do not refer to the mere renegades overtaken by zeal and cowardice. This is Ellery, chieftain of Werende, our ally. For a dead guy, he sure gets a lot of lines, right? Are your principles so frail that they will easily collapse against a personal connection? I consider her a valued companion despite a rocky relationship. She's aided us often. That should not outweigh the need to do what is right. Tower, are you sure you're not being blinded by your own bias? That Ellery seems to enjoy her alliance with those Light Walkers? That she's no love for the sect given her experiences? That is irrelevant to the core issue, that Ellery cannot be trusted with sovereignty over the Crescent. You yourself told me about how Ellery called upon the invaders. We don't know for sure it wasn't just deception meant to divide us. Why would the Lady of House need to fool some common adventurers? It fits far too well with her methods, which we've seen time and time again. Exploiting a common enemy to consolidate her own power. You should be well aware what lengths she is willing to go for her ambitions. You see the consequences of that before your very eyes. Even so, this is the first time the Crescent has had any hope of unity in decades. You suggest we ruin that shot of peace? The peace brought about by the blood of Yulunzar's citizens? What use is unity when it is the grasp of a despot? Ellery has made no secret of her bitterness towards the mainland. There is no doubt in my mind that she desires further conflict, and when she does, it'll be the blood of the Crescent fueling it. I am not ignorant of the fact that this will have harsh consequences. Just something, but why are there so many shamans that are tanky and epi? I'm not sure. I guess it's because typically anima magic is the common one. Light magic is the one that kind of gears towards like either lighter damage but higher crits or higher damage but no crit. And then dark needs to have some roll to fill. And because Nosferatu is typically a dark spell, they just kind of naturally gravitated towards being tanks. In fact, in Souls of the Forest, I believe shamans are considered armored units, if I'm not mistaken. This will have harsh consequences, but inaction is far more damning. It might be peace through blood, but it would still be peace. Even if the Crescent was broken and unified again, how can we know the next will be more hopeful? Are you truly so cynical that you believe the Crescent will never have a liberator who is less twisted than Ellery? I'd rather have a self-satisfied dictator without the prosperity to gamble the whole Crescent in their endless hunger. We've danced around this, but I'm sure you've not forgotten Karina. If we were to open conflict against Ellery, where would that put her? You know how much she looks up to Ellery and her stake in all this. I do not wish to be driven to this, but this goes far beyond the happiness of one person. Even if it is my granddaughter. Karina can recover, the future of the Crescent cannot. Xavier? What do I do? The other reminder that aside from GBA games, Awakening has Nosferatu as dark and every other game had it be light. Isn't Nosferatu dark in the Tellius games, or does Tellius even have Nosferatu? The first one is side with Ellery, the bottom is bottom and side with Tower. Pick your ending, O streamer. So here's the problem I see. Tower's not wrong. And that's the thing I don't like. Tower is extremely correct that Ellery is legitimately only going to bring ruin to not just the Crescent, but the mainland. She does need to be stopped. But Tower's dead. So if I pick the second option and side with Tower, I'm effectively siding with a character and that's not here and strongly weakening my army. Even if it's from a moral standpoint, it doesn't make sense to do that this far into the game. And as a counterpoint, Ellery is clearly on this whole deal with the devil thing that I did in like chapter 2. So maybe what I should do, and maybe how I should justify this to myself, is I should side with Ellery now because A, she's already doing the eyeball thing. B, Tower's not here. Like if I was going to side with Tower's point of view, I think Tower should have had to have lived. So maybe that should be a goal for a future playthrough to ensure Tower makes it to this point alive and then side with Tower. But morally, I definitely think Ellery needs to go. But from a gameplay perspective and how I've kind of played this playthrough, I think we need to side with Ellery this time. Also, isn't Nos the best weapon in Awakening due to Robin Sorcerer? Nos is the best weapon in Awakening due to the fact that they didn't realize it needed to be nerfed. I'm pretty sure what happened was after the GBA games, they realized that dark magic had a problem, and that problem was Luna. Like, look at FE7, for example. So they focused their efforts on nerfing Luna into the ground, or just basically making it non-existent in the games for a while. But then they just kind of forgot that Nosferatu is also busted as hell. And then they just let Tharja and Robin fucking run a train on Awakening as solo fucking tank carries for some reason. And that's why in Fates, while Nosferatu is still good, it ain't that good anymore. Imagine one shot in the final boss in Epi game. Oh wait, Luna crit Athos. Or Canas. Canas can do it too. How can you not recognize the significance of this threat? As adventurers, we merely do what we can to help people in need. It is not our duty to nudge the course of the Crescent the way we wish. That is what you claim the reason is, but I suspect you only wish to avoid the hard decision when it is necessary. Oh, it's definitely easier with Athos. Canas actually requires training. They knew Nerf Luna so much it was bad, and after they buffed it so much it was too good, so they got frustrated and just removed it from Awakening. That adds up. But again, that's why I think Nosferatu was so broken in Awakening, is they were so preoccupied with dealing with the Luna issue that they didn't realize that Dark Mage had another issue just sitting there waiting to blow up. Yes, I have no desire to turn on a friend, no desire to get in my daughter's way. Canas is good. I have never had a bad Canas in any time I've ever played FE7. Canas is always good for me, period. I've never seen him be bad. So my thoughts, good. Great unit, comes at a good level, comes ready to use out of the box. My only complaint with Canas, he's actually missable. He's the only Dark Mage outside of Athos, which you get in the last chapter of the game anyway, and he is legitimately missable if you just don't save any of the soldiers in the chapter before him. Now, granted, I don't think too many people are going to miss him unless they're trying to, or you're playing the map before that incredibly slow, but it is possible to not even see him because you missed that map. But besides that, I think he's good. That's coming from someone who uses Nino. Like, if you want to see a Dark Mage that's bad that people will still use, you need not look any further than Sophia. And I say that for many reasons. 1, I fucking hate the Arcadia chapter. 2, Fog of War. 3, Rescue Mission. 4, required to get the best ending. 5, level 1. 6, 3 fucking con. And 7, which is a point that nobody really wants to talk about, but they do anyway because Sophia is waifu bait. You get other Dark Mages in that game. You get Nimi, and you get, what the fuck's the Ray? You get Ray. And you get Ray before her. And he's better than her. Like, there is, like, at least with Canas, even if you have an issue with his slightly lower skill, 1, he comes with a skill book, so you do actually have an option to fix that right away. 2, he's the only Dark Mage you get, so you kind of have to do something with him if you want access to Dark Magic. Otherwise, you're just selling those books for the rest of the game until you get to Athos. So yeah, Canas, great in my opinion. Never let me down before. But then again, my opinion apparently doesn't matter because I think Gwendolyn is fun to use, and Xavier will never shut up about it. I thought you were better than this, Oriana. Where is that same desire for justice when you cut down those sect members? I'm just a normal, pathetic person, even if I claim to be some kind of hero. My idea of justice is flawed and influenced by my own relationships, but whose isn't? It goes against every instinct in my body to let this matter rest. You've done so much for the Crescent and its people. You deserve to be resting on your laurels. You can't forcibly shape the world the way you want. Are you saying I'm too old for this? I've rejected that idea for years. No, you're too dead for this! Like, literally! You've been dead for a long-ass time, Tower! Please drop the matter, it does us no good. We can aid the Crescent in so many ways that don't involve hurting everyone around us, that won't destroy our lives. Very well. Well, anyway, I'm just gonna run with that. And the reason I'm gonna run with that is, like I said, if I'm gonna do the tower ending, it will be on another playthrough. Endgame X, Waterfall. Is this the last chapter? This unassuming place, the Crescent. I will have nightmares of this place, but it will not break me. I won't let my life be written off as a failure. Start with optimizing the shape of the automations for labor. Okay, now how about Isadora? I don't personally think Isadora is good, for a couple of reasons. One, she joins slightly too late for me to even reliably use her. Two, Marcus. I'm just gonna stick Marcus up there and leave it at that. Three, if you wanted a second paladin that wasn't named Marcus, you legitimately had the chance to train 3 other units long before that. Isidore, I think Sparky's got it. Isidore is perfectly serviceable as a filler unit. However, I will say I think Xavier fixed her in a much better way than what she gives. He took her axes away, so she doesn't get access to axe rank anymore. And granted, this was a sprite limitation. This is why he did it this way, but he removed her ability to use axes, but then fixed her con. So she has normal paladin con. And I think that was really all she needed to at least do something in FE7. When I did the updated version of FE7 that Xavier put together for me with the better sprites, she actually did see use because of that. And I think that was a fair trade, swapping out an entire unit type. Sorry, not unit type, weapon type. Like, completely killing off 1/3 of the weapon triangle for her to give her at least a starting con that makes her so she can use a javelin, for fuck's sakes. Then to make them sturdy enough to withstand any tough condition. Then we thought it necessary. If you're, okay, Sparky, I understand that, but if you're putting your paladins in a position where they reliably need to be rescued... Oh, no, never mind. I read that wrong. I thought you were saying she needed low con so we could rescue her. You meant she needs low con so that they can rescue other units. That's just stupid, and they need to fix the rescue mechanic for mounted units versus rescue and aid. That's my problem with that. Look at Ariel from Anderon Saga to have all of my issues with rescuing as a mounted unit embodied by a single unit. Ariel is a mounted fucking tank. She's like the heaviest hitting fucking mounted unit in the game if you train her properly, and she's tanky as hell. She can't lift shit. And not because of con, her whole thing is having heavy weapons to deal more crit. She can't lift people for shit, even if they're like weak-ass mages. And it doesn't make sense. Ariel is in a hack called Anderon Saga. I'm using her as an example because she is the most extreme example of why a strength-based unit having low ability to rescue makes no fucking sense. Like, it doesn't. Bitch can lift the heaviest axe in the game. Can't lift a mage, though, because it's so stupid. Oh, I see, Xavier. I thought you fixed her con. Well, either way, you still made her more usable than she is out of the box. Then we thought it necessary to surpass Ulak's designs in power, just because we could. That's how we inadvertently turned tools of peace into weapons of war. Those are perfectly valid considerations to have. It's no fault of your own if they were taken advantage of in such a way. I should have known how these golems would be used in Ellery's hands. I should have known how easy Lindros falls under the spell of his dear friend. Instead, I marched blindly, just because the road there was to be marched on. Because I was an archsage, and there was magic for me to apply my expertise. It's not your responsibility to right the wrongs of others. I want to believe that too, but this has done some pang that will simply fade. Crushed corpses and decimated dwellings as far as the eye can see. Not even the green tide could cause the damage I saw firsthand. I cannot possibly forget it, knowing I had a hand in facilitating it. I know this can't be an easy weight to bear, but there are surely better ways to go about fixing this. The words of that snake Maurice can't be trusted. I don't trust Maurice. I trust his motivations, that he wants Ellery dead more than anyone else. Would Ellery's death really solve everything? Why the focus on her and not Lindros? Because I'm well aware of her corrupt nature, but more importantly because I want to believe in Lindros. To believe the bright young man with such hopes for the future couldn't possibly have chosen this on his own. Perhaps I'm again deluding myself, but it is a willing delusion. You're really committed to this. I just don't want to see you put yourself in danger, Nerissa. I must correct my mistakes or else I shall never sleep again. If your mind's made up, all I can do is follow. Warren, this is about me, not you. I wouldn't want you caught up between your hometown and me. Did I not promise I'd prioritize you over all else? I know how much you love Arinde, and how much it'd hurt you if Arinde turned against you. You must also know there's no world where I let you charge into danger alone. I know what I've chosen to do will hurt you, and for that I'm deeply sorry. Nonsense, you've always shouldered my burdens. I wish to also shoulder yours, no matter what the cost might be. Well, they're not gonna get very far trying to fight me, that's for sure. You know I hate gambling. What makes you think I would agree to this? What's the mere gamble now compared to the inevitability of assimilation into Ellery's kingdom? Vague conjecture is insufficient to drive me to action, Maurice. There are many with grudges against Ellery willing to join my cause. Some names among them might seem familiar. Tower, Oren, Nerissa. You got Oren in on this too? Even Tower? Many of these participants are still nominally Ellery's allies. It will not be difficult to bypass Ellery's meager security, especially as scattered as it is with celebrating clearing the monsters. Honestly, the fact they're able to put up any fighting is incredulous at this point. Aren't they like the most powerful army in the world? Neon, the thing is most of the people who are trying to fight me now, or who are going to be trying to fight me now, are my army. Everyone we've been seeing raising stinks about Ellery's performance is someone who works for Ellery. Which means, yeah, the only thing that could stop me is me. Hate to admit it, but you've caught me hook, line, and sinker. There may not be another chance to drop Ellery off her self-made throne. Is that agreement? I'll have to discuss it with Oren first, then I'll give you my answer. Brave heroes of the Crescent, it pleases me greatly that you all gather here. This isn't about you and your petty schemes. This is about the future of the Crescent. I understand that I've long heard of your fame, Master Roswick, yet we meet for the first time. Likewise, Tower, but I wish it was to share drinks and stories, not to discuss this new shadow that has fallen over the Crescent. I'll cut to the heart of the matter. Ellery cannot be allowed to rule. Time and time again, she profits off the conflict she starts, even this war. But I remind you, she shall not be satisfied with just the Crescent. Her ambition shall see her drag the Crescent into war with the mainland. For what she will do, for what she has already done, she must be stopped. Aye, even in our brief meeting, I saw fire in her eyes, separating her from the rabble. But little did I know that fire would only months later burn Yalunzar to the ground. She played our war with the guild to the detriment of all others. If our alliance had beaten the guild those months ago, all this wouldn't... Oren, Nerissa, you're both nominally in Ellery's employ. It will be your duty to sneak in our allies past Arinde's guards. Blades in the dark are not my strong suit, but I'll see what I can do. I don't like abusing the goodwill of my countrymen, but I will if I must. Many warriors are felled on a joyous occasion, while they are least cautious. I suspect Ellery is most vulnerable following her grandest victory yet. Once I've found the suit... Hold it! This is my operation. You seem to be under the mistaken assumption that your words hold weight. You'd rather listen to Tower, the man who brought Ellery to the Crescent? I trust him over some foreigner with no investment in the Crescent. Ellery's the baddie? Oh yeah, we're bad. We are the villain, for sure. We've all become deeply rooted within this land and call it home. You, however, only stir up conflict to benefit your foreign masters. Even Ellery cares more for this land and its people than you do. Well spoken, Tower. We've not forgotten what havoc Maurice wreaked upon Arinde. If not for our temporary alliance, I'd push this log through your skull. Looks like you lost control of the situation. People have spoken. This is ridiculous. I brought you all together, and now you... Shut up and let a real man of the land do the talking. I will address one of his concerns. I am personally indebted to Ellery for her efforts in saving my granddaughter, but this is not about me. This is about the Crescent. She cannot be allowed to rule. I like that. The Crescent, eh? We're not turning that into a rallying cry. This is an execution, nothing more. Any humiliation is acceptable as long as I see Ellery dead. No one chopped. Good work. Lindros really went out on these big ones. Why do we have to come all the way out here? Can't we just order some grunts to do this? You've become a little too comfortable in your role as one of Arinde's commanders. It's good for morale if the leaders are seen toiling just as much as anyone else. Well, it's not great for my morale. We do deserve a small break. I heard these waterfalls were one of Yulunzar's best tourist locations. It is water, ain't it? Why come to see more water? We have a whole coastline. Your life must be so devoid of joy compared to everyone else. Alright. Hello, Wisp. So the final battle is 3 people? I mean, I suppose. Our target is within reach. It's such a measly escort. This demagogue, this... Silence. Everyone move. I thought we were the only squad coming this way. Huh? That's Tower. Wait, is that... Maurice? Oh, Ellis. Maurice? The dog who fled with his tail between his legs at Arinde's might? Why does he dare show his face here? That's a good question. They don't march towards us with friendly intent. I feared... I can't believe this is happening. Well, I can, and I didn't even consider it. but not so soon. Or I did even consider it, but not so soon. Not so close to our victory. How can they be so quick to turn on me? If they really turn traitor, come 1 or 100, I will cut down everyone that approaches you. Chief, you have nothing to fear. If we not have guards watching the perimeter, how could such a force have slipped through? I thought they were all part of Oriana's crew, or other friendly adventurers. They came through with our allies. I had no reason to suspect anything. I have no one to blame but myself for this carelessness. I'll pray you'll be enough, guard captain. What's gotten everyone so worried? We're gonna die! Chief, you've doomed us! We are? Isn't that our allies? Look, I see Chief WEREN. You two better give it every damn thing you got. If they're here to kill me, they won't want witnesses. Hey, look at that, we got potato! And he who chops. So, okay, who did they bring? There's Roswick. I don't remember Roswick, to be honest, but that's fine. There's Unari, the bitch. Wait, Meat Man? Who the fuck is Meat? Yeah, this right here. Who? There's Nerissa, Orin. Yeah, Tower, you haven't done so well since you died really early on, did you? And there's Maurice. Who doesn't want a good old Meat Man on the team? You know, you raise a good question. I just gotta make sure that whoever I end up with in these spots is okay to handle it. It's a shame Potato Lord isn't here to see Potato's finest hour. I love this because if you side with Ellery, it becomes use 5 amazing units to fight a lot of weaker units. And if you side with Tower, it's use weaklings to overcome the big bad boy 5 elements. Yeah. That's pretty much it, isn't it? Let's just do some calculations here. So you don't do shit. You do shit. But I could just as easily put you right here with the barrier lance and you're fucking fine. And then let them come to us. Oh, you fucking cowards! That would be 48. Yeah, I would believe either ending could be canon. I would believe that. Still only holding a 1 range. You got a tomahawk? No, you don't. It's okay, it's a start. I was thinking the same thing, actually. Is a battalion would be really good right now. Like, a battalion would fuck this positioning up. Unari even have to throw at me, really? Like 20 damage? Master Roswick, it's me, the 11th seat. Oh yes, the one who never said anything. I used to be too intimidated to ask questions. I just wanted to thank you for being such a good teacher. I can't say it doesn't delight me to hear that, but you seem to be on the wrong side of this conflict. Well, wrong side seems a little uncharitable. I didn't teach you to use your lance to aid evil. Yeah, this isn't going anywhere. Sorry, Master, here I come. I thought I'd be one of the few adventurers to retire, dying peacefully in bed, surrounded by friends. Funny how things work out. Gross. Yes, I would have to fight Super Guard. What's your move? 5. I want to kill that with Ellery, to be honest. Is it possible for Wisp to survive all of these? Okay, here's what I think we do. We give you the Rondel Dagger. We just have you guard. I need Ellery to be able to hit Dipshit there. Oh, she might actually just die to this. Like, Superguard might just straight up murder this bitch. There's so many people I want Ellery to personally murder. That's the problem. Like, I want her to kill all of these. I knew you'd be trouble eventually. You really got a head start on me. Still too long a wait for me to see every Frostfire avenged. We could have come to a reasonable agreement. I had no reason to take Frosthaven away from you. I'd rather not live on the mercy of an egotistical despot, and the Crescent will agree with me. There's no Crescent in your consideration, only preserving some tiny scrap of power. That's a fair condemnation if it was from anyone except for you. Yeah, except now, you are dead! Curse you, Ellery. You'd never come to the Crescent. If... Wait, hold on, I gotta check something. What's your move? You got 8. Alright, cool. Flame Sword's out. That was one of the bigger, scarier things that was there. Do you murder this in one hit? Oh yeah, you do. Meat Man, no! How about this? Nope. Okay, we're in a good spot there. Yeah, I'm literally trying to get every conversation I can out of this. I forgot about Maurice, to be honest. I would say that Tower and Maurice need to be the priorities more than fucking Nerissa and Orin. Oh my god, this isn't even fucking fair. This is a fucking slaughter. All this come about because of my mistakes? Was I ever worthy of leading a Rende? Well, Tower's done. Powered by the beast I willingly fed. I deserve this. But Orin, I shouldn't have let you come. There's nothing more to say. Draw your weapon, Ellery. I'm very much like you. I had a whole emotional speech and everything. Well done, Ellery. Alright, do you even have a fucking scrap of hope of killing me? No. No, it was the man splitter. It's the axe that he always used, which is very high damage, but also reduces his defense by like 8 or something ridiculous. Hey, Artie. All right, Maurice. Time to do what should have happened a long, 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 long time ago. You don't have fucking mercy, do you? Or whatever it's called? No. All right, cool. You're dead. Wait, actually, hold on. I want to check something real quick. Okay, I wasn't sure if there was dialogue there. I wanted to find out. Thanks for mansplaining that, Mike. You're welcome. I have to commend you. I thought your threat had long been neutralized, but here you are, having turned my allies against me. You planted the seeds of your own downfall, Ellery. Why are you so truly desperate to see me dead, I wonder? Is it really out of loyalty to pursue me all this way? Is it truly your wife's death, when you yourself let her die to further your own career? I have 1,001 reasons to see you dead. Why bother with specifics? Because I wager the specific reason is much more pathetic. You couldn't bear being beaten by me at every turn. And that, even my downfall, was not your doing. Your crippling inferiority drove you here, to score just one victory. You can holler all you'd like, but at last I have you cornered. Only the final victory is the one that matters. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. You may find a nasty surprise on one of these eggs. Get it? Chickens? This time, I gave my all. No slipping away. He wasn't even worth a level. I'm sorry. What do you have to be sorry for? I was the aggressor. For my wrongdoings leading us here. For not being the person you wanted me to be. You do have a lot to be sorry for. Don't make that face. You knew this day would come. No, I did not. I wanted to explain myself to you and Oriana first. You didn't give me the chance. There's nothing to explain. I had to end the siege. We were bleeding troops against their walls. It was either... And your invitation to House Heron? Did you have to do that too? I'm not spending my last moments listening to you whine. Don't tell Karina how I died. She does not need to know what will hurt her. It would have been in my interests anyways. Then I can rest. Archsage, Chief Oren, this is not the end you deserve. I know they worked tirelessly, furthering Erinde's interests all those years. Despite our differences, I recognize they were both truly noble souls. Allow me to bury them with honor. They should not get a traitor's burial. Of course they don't. What transpired here was part of a plot of Maurice and Unari. It was a tragedy that the good chief and Archsage were unexpectedly caught in it. Is that how you want the story told? There will be no talk of treachery. They would never betray Erinde. Then it will be done. One more thing. Chop Maurice's body into 1,000 pieces and feed it to the dogs. Poor Oren. You'd succeeded if you 2 obstacles gone, but I'm not so lucky. Grandfather was invincible. How could he die to some common rabble? No one's invincible, Karina. Always treasure the family you have now. Because you never know when the worst might happen on the Crescent. I thought when I'd become really rich and powerful, I could really thank him. Maybe build him a mansion or something. I'll never get that chance now. You know Tara wouldn't care for that. The best thing you can do is live happily. That would bring him joy like nothing else. That's not enough. Nothing could be enough to repay him. I'm sorry. The Crescent lost a great man and a great grandfather. Are you sorry in a general sense or something more than that? There's no point in lying to you. He was discontent. Not just with you, but how his life had turned out. I should have known he'd do something drastic. I should have known to stop him. Once Tower makes up his mind, no one could stop him, not even you. I hold no grudge against him for that, though I'll pray you'll forgive me. I can't truly forgive you, Ellery. At its roots, this was your doing. House Heron would have invaded eventually. By encouraging them to come unprepared, I truly believe I ensured a better future outcome for the whole Crescent. When was it ever up to you to gamble with the lives of everyone on this land? Just because you claim you know best. You and Rosetta, you're not so one alike. Was all this truly for the good of the Crescent, or did you convince yourself it was? What does it matter if the outcome is the same? I want you to ask yourself if you can keep up that excuse for all of your decisions. Oriana, do you regret protecting that defenseless young woman from those thugs near those rotting docks those years ago? What kind of question is that, Ellery? I just wanted to ask. I would never regret saving a stranger. Is that what you want to hear? That's all. Goodbye, Oriana. May you live happily. Years later... You think we'll be home in time for my birthday? For your birthday? It'll be years before we even see home. Really? I thought you meant years as in figuratively. Nothing takes years. Chops, you really have no idea what you signed up for. Not really. I don't get why everyone's so enthusiastic. Why are we going over there when the Crescent is fine? Let's put it this way. If you have a small tomato farm, and your neighbor's was 10 times the size, would you be satisfied? I'd be pretty satisfied. I could live off a small tomato farm. Let's work. You wouldn't survive the Great Tomato Conflict. Let's just go. I cannot believe that of all the units that are gonna survive this fucking game, Potato and He Who Chops are 2 of them. Really fills me with pride that you've really made something of yourself. But to go across the ocean, I still think of you as my little girl. I'm really not ready to see you go. Ready or not, you can't keep coming to my rescue every time something happens. I don't doubt that I could, silly as that is. I don't need it anymore. Anyone who gets in my way, I can turn to ash with ease. I wish you'd rely on the blessings less often, Cornea. You worry too much. Speaking of which, Mother, please stop spending all of your time fruitlessly researching the blessing. I thought I was pretty secretive about it. It's quite easy to figure out considering what tomes you've been leaving about. I thought we resolved this issue years ago. Why are you still obsessed with it? If there's any returning trace of the madness, then my time would have arrived. I've already lived far more interesting life than the sickly young girl could manage. So what if my life is a little shorter? If there's some other thread out there, I don't want to have missed it. You and Grandfather already went through everything under the sun. You spent far too much of your life living for me. Please live for yourself. I know adventuring is essentially extinct, but there's so much more out there. I was not expecting to be on the receiving end of a lecture from my daughter. I'm sure if Grandfather was here with us, he'd tell you the same. I shouldn't delay our departure any longer. Keep well, Mother. Maybe take up soap making or something. Why soap making? The Crescent has truly been a blessing. In so few years, I have it all. Land, power, wealth, an army at my beck and call. Princess, you might be disgusted by my methods, but that is who I am. You believe that I only fought for your ambitions, but it was always for my own desire. Chief, I'm ready. Say your goodbyes to your mother? For like the 17th time, yes. I was willing to leave you in charge of the Crescent as its primary governor. You do not need to embark on this undoubtedly harsh and messy expedition. The Crescent isn't enough for me anymore. I know the mainland is where history shall be rewritten, and that's where I want to be. You're truly a woman after my heart. You're destined for great things. Is there nothing I can say to convince you to come with me? You know I have little desire to aid in Ellery's plans to go to the mainland. The Crescent is me home. I wish I could say the same, Pom. Only through practical application and refinement can I improve my art. And for that, Ellery's expedition to the mainland is where I must go. You seek out war, Lindros. This is the price of progress. Then I must send you off. But remember, Lindros, if there's one thing, don't let anyone second your decision. You're smart, the smartest man I know. All right, Pom, but what's that about? Do I look like someone so easily swayed? You kinda do, Lynn. Only by you. You flatter her. I should be here waiting for your turn. Don't forget to send letters. There'll be some very detailed letters, so much you'll be sick of receiving them. Quartermaster, it's been a while. There's only so many voices I can do, right? So when I started, I was like, all right, file my brain away and see who's getting what. And then we just kept getting more characters and more characters and more characters. If nothing else, I'm impressed that I've managed to keep almost every voice in my head consistent. Like, I don't think there's been too many times where I've changed a person's voice between streams. Quartermaster, it's been a while. I haven't been in the Quartermaster in years, but it's good to see you too, Pom. I knew you'd be here to see off Karina. That makes two of us losing a loved one to that darned Ellery. It's not my place to curtail Karina's ambitions, even if I don't fully approve. Imagine you feel the same for Lindros. Yeah, I love him, but the old Lind would have balked at what he does now. But I can only love him for who he is. They are very gay, and I love them for that too. Those are some hoops he has, indeed. If we truly desire it, there's nothing really stopping us from joining them. But we don't. I imagine our hesitancy arises for some quite similar reasons. We know what this expedition represents, but enough of that. This is supposed to be a happy day. We will see them again. No, Pomelo is a guy. Hey, I almost missed you too. Good to see you're still in top shape there, Pom. Quartermaster, feel like I ain't seen you in months, even though you only live about 100 meters away from me. See, I'm not the only one trapped in the past. I've been cooped up indoors a lot recently. Ellery was still asking about your health, you know. You still refuse to see her? I should be flattered that I'm still on her mind, but some wounds don't heal. It's not my place to pry. I want to get a bite at my restaurant. We're half off to celebrate the departure. I'm all for it. Nothing tastes better than a discount. Quartermaster, surely you'll join us as well. We've missed you. It's rather ridiculous, but I want to see their boat safely depart. As if that has good tidings for their whole journey. Apparently that is actually a thing. If you're watching a boat leave, you have to stay until the boat's out of sight, otherwise it's like an ill omen for the journey. You're not coming? I'll join you two in a short while. That's more like it. Give me your order now, and I'll see to it you get it warm when you arrive. I don't know, just a porridge? Just a porridge? Come on, that's not what you want. Look, how about I decide? Trust me, you'll love it. You have the moral high ground not to pay for it if you don't. It's a winning situation. I'm sure you know best, Mince. That goes without saying. It's a cold day. Don't catch a chill sitting in the wind, Quartermaster. Crescent is unified. The green tides are no more. In due time, the dangers of the wilderness will be pulled out by adventurers. This was a future I could scarcely imagine, and yet... Our youths crossed the oceans, stalking a claim on foreign lands, staking. The shadow of the red-haired queen is ever present, even in her absence. Only Ellis knows how long this fragile peace can last. Tower, is this a Crescent you're satisfied with? It's surely better than how it used to be, and that should be enough, right? We did it! Yeah, see, look at these turn counts. This game really doesn't give you an inch in a lot of chapters. And I honestly, like I said, normally I would be really bored or annoyed by that, but at no point did I feel like I was being like pressured or I just didn't have enough time to explore or do things. I literally felt like I had time to do everything I wanted to do. Oh, but that's it, guys. We're finally at the end of Cerulean Crescent. One of the best hacks I have played, and possibly one of the best hacks I ever will play. Woo! I would say if there was anywhere that I felt like we could have gotten a little bit more, it would have been the last couple of fights. But here's my thought on that. The final battle, so to speak, was not the last map. It was the battle against the Bard, and probably the map against the Guildmaster. I think those are technically more of the finale maps, and everything else on that was more of just like window dressing, like just kind of like a cutscene that we played for the rest of it. Because if you really think about it, like, we technically had the final battle, like the standard Fire Emblem final battle where you go and kill God, like 4 chapters before the actual end of the game. Empress, the title too long. Solid. So, really, like, if you want to say, like, it's felt like an anticlimax at the end, I mean, the last boss really wasn't in the last map. That was just Ellery really just fucking slamming that flag down onto the ground and being like, I took this, it's mine. You know what I mean? It was just like the final nail in the coffin for anyone trying to go against her. Like, and that's fine. That's a good way to do it. You don't actually have to have, like, the very last chapter be the final battle against God. If you can wrap the plot lines up in a very satisfactory manner. So, overall, I liked it. I'm trying to think of like things I would have done differently, but honestly, overall, this is pretty good. I would say if there was anything I would change in this, it would have been to have some sort of a fatigue system like how Thracia and Byelen has it. And the reason I say that specifically is it really did feel like... Oh, I'm sorry. It really did feel like I had too many units for most of the game, and Xavier's right. I didn't know where they were going with that to the point where I would have enough units to use at the end game. So they split the party, and I needed all those units for that reason. However, I still think with a roster not only this big but this diverse, I would have been more inspired to use more of them if I had been forced to do so. You know what I mean? Like the fatigue system, some people don't like it, but I think it's great for games with very large casts to encourage you to rotate your forces out as need be and train other backup units just in case something goes wrong, especially for an Ironman. So that's just my two cents on that. I definitely think this game is great and you should play it for yourself because there was a bunch of stuff I didn't even do. There was a whole bunch of stuff I didn't even get a chance to do. Like, there was other units I could have crafted when it came to crafting the monster guy. There were other paths I could have taken. I'm sure I missed a bunch of secrets, even with people guiding me. Like, I'm positive I missed some other cool stuff in this, because I was finding stuff that even people who knew this game said they hadn't seen before. So, pick it up for yourself, man. It's a good game, and if you're not going to play it right now, at least keep it in your radar, because apparently they are making an update. And that update is not only going to add a 4th chicken unit, but just more stuff overall. Apparently Big Bird is going to be playable at some point, which I think is cool. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. I don't think there was really any points where I was like, oh yeah, not really liking this. Except for one chapter, which we already know the reasons of. I don't really want to go back into that again. If you need to know what I'm talking about, just watch the VODs. You'll find it eventually. I don't want to go into that again because it was probably more frustration than was needed for the situation. But I just realized this guy has twat in his fucking description there. But that's gonna be it. Can I like skip past this? No, I can't. I have to like sit here and watch this. There's so many units. It's gonna take for fucking ever. Hold on, what's my... Sorry, I'm sure there's like a whole bunch of these that people would like want to see. But like, I just want to see if there's anything at the end. And yes, I'm aware that I spent the whole game with these characters and then just did not read their endings, but this is probably the thing in Fire Emblem games that I both love and hate, where you do get closure for a lot of units, but it takes so freaking long to go through them. Here's how I would fix this, and this doesn't go for this hack. This goes for every version of Fire Emblem where it does endings like this, which I think is probably the bog standard by now. Put all of this on screen at once and let me scroll through them. That's it. That's it. That is all I would do to fix it. Just let make all of these selectable as like a menu and let me scroll through them so I can read the ones I want. That is all I fucking want. I do not need to watch this auto scroll through this because the ending of any Fire Emblem game, if you actually choose to sit and read all of this, takes a lifetime to go through. You missed a funny, I'm sure I missed a bunch of good ones and funny ones. But because of how these have always been set up, I just get so drained sitting here watching them. If I sat here and actually tried to read all of this, I would fall asleep. And that's not a shot against the writing, that's a shot against the presentation. The mainland was not ready for the Crescent's invasion. Backed by an army of men and monsters, she repeated an ultimatum: join her fledgling empire or perish. While an empress in all but name, she still insisted on being chief. If you've made it all the way here, I can only hope this hack is allowed for some semblance of enjoyment. Absolutely. Thank you for playing. I could not have completed this hack without the assets and ASM made by the community over all these years. I don't know what ASM stands for. These several hundred names are far too much to be listed in a text box like this one, but I do encourage you to check out the credits in the main post. Thank you everyone who has supported me throughout development, providing feedback and playtesting, and reported issues and typos. It means a lot to me. I actually, weirdly enough, there might have been 1 or 2 typos in this entire game, but I don't think there was ever a point where I pointed one out. That's rare. I wish you a very good day. And that is it. Might be a skill issue. It might be. My attention span is gone, man. So, thank you so much for joining me, guys. This has been Fire Emblem Cerulean Crescent. I'm gonna move it all over to here. The next hack, as I've stated several times throughout the course of this playthrough, and even before we started this one, is going to be Souls of the Forest. It has been a hot minute since I've gotten a chance to actually sit down and play that one and, like, commit time and energy to it. Yeah, absolutely. It's exactly it. It's a shot against FE8. That's why I said this is not a shot at this game. This is a shot against any Fire Emblem game that does that. And now, to be fair, that's not just FE8. That is legitimately pretty much every Fire Emblem game I've ever seen that does that. Because I think that's just how endings in Fire Emblem are supposed to go now. But I am going to take a few days break between this and the next hack, just like I did after Bells of Byelen I. The rest of the VODs will be up by basically by the start of next month, because they are basically coming out every single day or every 2 days at the most. I do have to finish off Oracle of Seasons soon, but tonight is either going to be the start of Chrono Trigger with Miranda, or it'll be a later stream of Baldur's Gate 3 with the group. I have to wait and find out from Serenity how she's doing. But if she's able to do it, we're doing Baldur's Gate, and if she's not, then the backup plan is Chrono Trigger. I don't have to do too much testing for that, so it should be all good to go. But for right now, I am going to toss you guys over to Sir Whitefire, who is currently playing fucking, I don't know, one of the Kingdom Hearts games. Birth by Sleep Final Mix, I guess. Let's go and give him some love. If you are not wanting spoilers, I don't know where this is in the game, so don't ask me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope to see you again later. And as always, you may now switch off the stream safely.